Everyone woke up to find themselves in a land of tiny people. Paul was completely tied up from head to toe. Even his size 13 sneakers were chained shut. He let out a loud roar, and the wooden stakes pinning him down popped out of the ground. In shock, Paul began jumping in place, hoping this bizarre dream would end soon. But before he could collect himself, a general charged in on horseback, spear in hand, aiming straight for Paul's feet. Meanwhile, several soldiers threw grappling hooks, snagging his waistband and yanking with all their might. Paul lost his balance and crashed to the ground with a loud thud, instantly passing out. When he woke again, he was being slowly pushed into the castle, like a slab of pork on a butcher's board. Crowds gathered to get a glimpse of this giant creature. Even the well-traveled princess was left speechless at the sight. The next day, Paul was dragged out to the fields, his new job being the human tractor. But just then, the castle was ambushed by assassins. Sensing danger, the general quickly turned Paul around and rushed back to the castle. Paul, with a blank stare and heavy steps, stormed back like a boss with nothing to lose. The general barked at Paul to hit the ground. Then, in a dramatic leap, the general dove ahead, declaring he'd rescue the princess himself, and ordered everyone else not to interfere. But Carl, who knew the general was all talk, had other plans. He bravely unchained Paul and begged him to save the princess. At that moment of crisis, Paul was the first to arrive. He casually grabbed two of the assassins and tossed them into a nearby pond like toys. The princess was gently souped up in Paul's massive palm, safe and sound. By the time the always-too-late general arrived, the fight was already over. The princess was beyond grateful for Paul's heroic rescue, but the king was still trapped in a blazing inferno. Without hesitation, Paul rushed over to help. He reached out to save the king, but flames singed his fingers. Everyone panicked, until clever Carl shouted, "You need water to fight fire." Paul nodded. Made sense. Then he did something no one could have expected. He yanked down his giant boxer shorts and started peeing on the fire. It might have been a bit spicy, but hey, it worked. Just then, the always-behind general finally arrived and scolded Paul. "Dude, put that thing away." Paul turned and handed over the last of his liquid rations to the general with a smirk. And from that day forward, Paul became the most legendary hero in the entire land of the little.